Namaste. Om. 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 Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Shri Saraswatyai Namaha. Gurubhyo Namaha. Sabhayai Namaha. Shuklambaradharam Vishnum Sasivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadanam Dhyayet Sarvavighnopashantaye. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet. Narayana Samarambham Vyasa Sankara Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Om Namah Pranavarthaya Suddha Jnanaikamurtaye Nirmalaya Prasantaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Shri Rama Rama Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranama Tattulyam Rama Nama Varanane Buddhir Balam Yasodhairyam Nirbhayatvam Arogata Ajadyam Vakpatutvam Cha Hanumat Smaranad Bhavet. Can you all hear okay? And see the screen also. Okay, thank you. Thank you all for joining today, and very, very happy and prosperous New Year. And may Lord Krishna bless you with more knowledge, wisdom, and devotion. And may He shower all His blessings in all your endeavors. Today, and for next 5 sessions, total of 6 sessions, every Monday for US and every Tuesday morning in India, we will revel in these 2 great scriptures. And we titled this talk as JIGNaSa. It is very difficult to spell JIGNaSa. So JIGNaSa, joy in Gita and Naama Sahasra. Let us contemplate on the Vishnu and Krishna, Vasudeva, Govinda. He is known through so many names. But these are some of the very profound names. JiGNaSa Achyuta Govinda, Madhavananta Kesava, Krishna Vishnu Rishikesha, Vasudeva Namostute, Shri Vasudeva Namostute. So JiGNaSa is a Sanskrit word. JiGNaSa means inquisitiveness. It is like a burning inquisitiveness with enthusiasm. You want to know, you want to get to the bottom of it, and you want to understand this, and you want to assimilate this. So that is JiGNaSa. And we see this word in Bhagavad Gita in 6th chapter, Purvabhyasena tenaiva hriyate hyavashopi saha jignasurapi yogasya shabda brahmati vattate. JiGNaSa, this enthusiasm is enough. This inclination is enough to reach the destination. So Shubhecha, Shubha Sankalpa, this Shiva Sankalpa. So all we have to pray for is, let me have that JiGNaSa. Let me be blessed with that. Tanme manas Shiva Sankalpamastu. Tanme manas Shubha Sankalpamastu. So the seekers feel drawn towards this, towards God, towards the divinity, even against their own will on the strength of their past discipline. Such seekers naturally rise above the ritualistic principles. They go beyond the rituals and attain the spiritual abode, which is described in our scriptures. So JIGNaSa. Most of you are very well aware of these verses and these two great texts. Some of you may be very little, and some of you may be thinking that this is like drinking from the fire hose, and others may think that is not even scratching the surface of these great texts. So I have to do justice. So it is my own contemplation. When we heard this from Bhajagovindam, Geyam Gita Naama Sahasram, Dhyayam Shripati Rupamajasram, Neyam Sajjana Sange Chittam, Deyam Dina Janaya Chavittam. So what is to be sung? Bhagavad Gita and Sahasra Naama. Sahasra Naama, there are so many Sahasra Namas. Vishnu Sahasranama, Lalita Sahasranama, Shiva Sahasranama, Ganesha, and so on. But Nama Sahasram, by popularity, is Vishnu Nama, Vishnu Sahasranama. And the legend goes that Shankaracharya wanted to write a commentary on Lalita Sahasranama. And he asked his disciples to bring the text. And the same disciple 3 times, or 3 different disciples brought the same text, and that is Vishnu Sahasranama. And Shankara thought that this is his will. So he wrote the commentary. And most of my talk will be based on that commentary, although I will bring in other commentaries. Dhyayam Shripati Rupamajasram. Contemplate on the form. So the prapancha is name and form. So Sat Chit Ananda, there is no rupa for that. There is no form, there is no name for that. But that when comes into manifestation, comes with name and comes with form. So Geyam Gita Naama Sahasram, Dhyayam Shripati Rupamajasram, Neyam Sajjana Sange Chittam. This satsanga, what we are doing today, Satsangatve Nisangatvam, Nisangatve Nirmohatvam, Nirmohatve Nischalatatvam, Nischalatatve Jivan Muktihi. So this group study, company of like-minded people, company of the good, lead us to the best of the goals. Deyam Dina Janaya Chavittam, and share what you have with the needy. Shankaracharya also emphasizes this in another verse of Bhajagovindam. Bhagavad Gita Kinchidadhita. Let this Bhagavad Gita be read even a little bit. Ganga Jalalava Kanika Pita. Let a drop of water of Ganga Mata, River Ganges, be drunk. Sakradapiyena Murari Samarcha. If by anyone, if this Murari is Vishnu's name, Murari was one of the demons, and Ari, the enemy of the demon Mura. But Mura means this Bhava Chakra, Bhava Samsara or Bhava Chakra. So this is Mura because it goes round and round and round and round, like Muruku, the Mura. So the one who can break the bonds of this Bhava Samsara, that is Murari. So if he can be worshipped even once, Kriyate tasya yamena na chacha, and there is no encounter with Yama, no downfall for him. And the third verse, which inspired me, was this verse, which is found in Gita Bhavan in Udupi. And this is inscribed on the marble, the black marble stones. where entire Bhagavad Gita and entire Vishnu Sahasra Nama was etched. Bharatam Sarvashastresu. Bharatam Sarvashastreshu. Bharate Gitika Vara. Vishno Sahasra Namapi Jneyam Patyam Cha Tadvayam. Sarvashastreshu, of all Shastras, what is the best Vara? Bharatam, Mahabharatam. So Bharatam Sarva Shastreshu. And in Bharata, Bharate Gitika Vara. What is the best in Mahabharata? Gitika. What Gitika? Bhagavad Gita. The one which is sung. Then Vishno Sahasra Nama Api. Also Vishnu Sahasra Nama. And Tadvayam, these two. Jneyam Patyam Cha. Jneyam, to be known. Patyam, to be chanted, to be sung. So Bharatam Sarvashastreshu Bharate Gitika Vara Vishno Sahasra Nama Pe Jneyam Patyam Cha Tadvayam. As we all know, Mahabharata was written by Vedavyasa and inscribed by Ganesha. Ganesha was a scribe. And this was narrated to JiGNaSa, the grandson of Arjuna. JiGNaSa was a son of so Arjuna's son was Abhimanyu. So Abhimanyu's son was Parikshit. Parikshit's son JiGNaSa. So JiGNaSa was taught by Vaishampayana. Vaishampayana is one of the 4 disciples of Vyasa Maharshi, the prime disciples of Vyasa Maharshi. And we see this in Mahabharata, the Bhagavad Gita part, the war portion of it was narrated by Sanjaya to Dhritarashtra by the divine vision given by Vyasa Maharshi. Dhritarashtra declined and Sanjaya accepted. He was graced by Vyasa Maharshi with that divine vision and he narrates. And it is narrated after Bhishma has fallen down on the 10th day. Even though it was taught, Bhagavad Gita was taught before the war was begun, but it was narrated to Dhritarashtra by Sanjaya on 10th day because Dhritarashtra was pretty sure that Bhishma was invincible. When Bhishma fell down, that is when Dhritarashtra asks, Dharma Kshetre, Guru Kshetre, Samaveta, Yutsava, Mamaka, Pandavaschaiva, Kimakuruvata Sanjaya. And Sanjaya goes on explaining the dialogue between Krishna and Arjuna. And all these Puranas and all these great scriptures were taught in Naimisharanya by Suta Maharshi to all Munis, Sanakadi, Munis and other great Maharshis. So that is how the Guru Sishya Parampara we have to remember and salute them. So Vishnu Sahasranama. So these two, interestingly, one was before Mahabharata war and the other one was after Mahabharata war. Bhagavad Gita before and Vishnu Sahasranama after. Vishnu Sahasranama was inquired by Yudhishthira, Dharmaraja. Dharmaraja, Yudhishthira. Yudhi in the war, Sthira, the one who is very stable in the war. I mean, the war of daily life, war in this world. So that Yudhishthira, Dharmaraja. And it was explained by Mahatma Bhishma Pitamaha. Bhishma Pitamaha, a great soul, Mahatma, in presence of none other than Lord Shri Krishna. And it was penned down by Vyasa Bhagavan long before Bhishma taught these names to Dharmaraja. Then it's part of Mahabharata in Anushasanika Parva. Anushasanika Parva. And narrated by Vaishampayana to JiGNaSa. And it's popularized by M.S. Subbulakshmi. In fact, Swami Ranganathananda once said, we have to remember her. She is the one who brought this great text with so much of divine voice into every house when the first long play record was brought out. So the teacher and the taught. Arjuna, the taught in Bhagavad Gita, and Krishna, the teacher, Jagat Guru. And here, the student is Dharmaraja, and the teacher is Bhishma Pitamaha. And Bhishma asks, "Oh Krishna, when you yourself can say all this, why do you want me to say this to Yudhishthira?" He says, Jiyar Swami once explained, so if you drink the water from the ocean, it tastes salty. So if Yudhishthira listens these great names from me, he thinks that it is self-praise and it may be salty to him. But the same ocean waters, when evaporated and are rained down by the great clouds, so it is like Swati or the Amrita Gita, like the nectar which comes out from the Megha Varsha. So here Bhishma is like that Megha who taught these names. So Lord Vishnu and his 1,000 blessed names are honored forever with universal themes. Universal themes. For God is known only through spiritual flames. And this is one of those spiritual flames. Fortune is theirs who chant these sacred hymns. Sri Rama and Sita, the protectors of Dharma, Sri Krishna and Gita, the preachers of our karma, the incarnations infinite and glories inexplicable, are enumerated as endless, eternal, and ever blissful. Union with God, yoga, and the detachment from worldly attachment, dukkha samyoga viyogam. Devotion to permanent and surrender unto paramount, sharanam. Meditation, contemplation, salvation, and devotional chant are attained by purified lives through births many to count. His qualities are endless, and the qualified is in oneness. My friend, remember him always and realize the power of immense, the pivotal force of universe, and the Vishwam, the vital power of Om, are engraved in the 1,000 names of this sacred hymn, Vishnu Sahasra Naama. Friends, endless are his names and countless are his forms. Naama and Rupa, always pure and auspicious, surely ever pious and priceless. The hymn is the spring of our life and the song of our Vedas. The Lord Vishnu's names are sung in 1,000 many ways. Vishnu Sahasranama is a hymn blissful. Chanting the hymn is enchanting and fruitful. Easy to chant, and the fruits he sure will grant. May Vishnu's glory be expanded and experienced. You must pardon me. I will read this Telugu and Sanskrit poem. You may like it because whatever I said now in English is embedded in this. Vishnunama Sahasrakam Sivadayakam Shubhakarakam Deva Deva Pratyaksha Sakshyam, witnessed by Deva Deva Lord Krishna, Veda Vyasa Virachita Stotram Vishayonatam Rushi Sannutam Bhishma Pitamaha Kathitam Yudhishthira Vishrutam Bharatam Lo Nikshiptam Ashesha Jana Vishesha Bhagyam. And you can read this anytime. Andariki antata andubatu anduna yandare vela chadivina ledu parapatu. Vedas and mantras have to be chanted at a particular time in a particular way. But there is no problem, even if you make mistakes with this, as long as you have that inclination. Sarva Mangala Mangalya Mala, Vividha Nama Leela, Vishwarupa Hela, Ayurarogya Aishwarya Dana Gunasila, Ananta Suguna Vishesha Dhanasala, వీణుల విందు మనస్సు పసందు, కన్నుల ముందు వైకుంఠం అందు. వెన్నుడి వేయి నామాల గెల, పున్నమి రాత్రి పండిన వెన్నెల, వెల సులభం ఫలమధికం. వెల సులభం ఫలమధికం. అల్ప ప్రయాసం అనల్ప శుభదం. విష్ణుడి నామం విశ్వసు వ్యాప్తం, యజ్ఞ స్వరూపం విజ్ఞుల భాగ్యం. శ్రవణం స్మరణం పఠనం మననం, నామ విచారం పురాకృత పుణ్యం. నామ ప్రచారం సకృదపి సుకృతం. రామసుచరితం లక్ష్మీ సహితం, కృష్ణ విచారం హంస విహారం. అవతార విశేషం అన్నియు విదితం, అవాచ్యం అనంతం అచిరం శాంతం. అవాచ్యమనంతమచిరం శాంతం. యోగం యాగం రాగ విరాగం, జ్ఞానం జ్ఞేయం జ్ఞాన సుగమ్యం. కార్యం కరణం సర్వం కథితం, చదివిన వారిది జన్మము ధన్యం. All these are said in Vishnu Sahasranama. And this great text, if you remember every day, Anudina Smaranam, Aghavana Dahanam. And what else is taught? Manam, Manyam, Danam, Dhyanam, Jnanam, Ganam, Shamadhamanayamam. And it ends with Sri Rama Nama. Sri Ramudi Namam Shivudiki Antapranam, Sahasra Tulyam, Ananta Punyam, Vishnudi Namam, Samasuganam, Shubhastri Samam, Subhadra Dhamam. Sahasra Murtiki Samasta Jeevula Namassumanjali. Sahasra Vartiki Samasta Pranula Manassumanjali. Sahasra Kirtiki Samasta Loka Havissumanjali. Sahasra Murtiki Samasta Bhuta Punassumanjali. నారాయణ దివ్య నామ పారాయణం, నరక నివారణం పరమ పరాయణం. నరులకు నారీమణులకు ఋషులకు రాజపురుషులకు అజాది సురులకు అనేక ప్రజలకు చింతామణి వైనం, చింతా శోక ప్రశమనం. అంతిమ శమనం విదేహముక్తి, అనుభవిస్తే జీవన్ముక్తి. వేద్యం పరమాత్మకు నైవేద్యం, విష్ణునామ సాహస్రకం శివదాయకం శుభకారకం. బలం విష్ణు ప్రవర్ధతాం, ఫలం పూర్ణం పారాయణాత్. And Bhagavad Gita, what a great text. Inscribed by Ganesha, described by Vedavyasa, inquired by Dhritarashtra, enjoyed by Sanjaya, and inquired by Arjuna, imparted by Sri Krishna, witnessed by Hanuman, practiced by wise men. Gita, the song celestial, for all of us, it's a life's manual. To know the life, to know the self, to seek the world, to see the Lord. Read or write, sing or chant, listen or learn, Gita, my friend. It shall enrich your mind, it shall unfold the world. The song of Gita is to enjoy. The singer of Gita is an envoy. To go beyond I, me, and myself, my friend, let Gita enter into your life and let her express through your work. Then the life shall spark with the divine mark. Gita means Gita in today's action, Gita in thought and action. Sing the holy scripture on this earth and follow it even a bit with faith. Then the joy of life shall spring forth, the light of knowledge shall shine forth. Whether it is path of action or devotion, path of knowledge or meditation, each one enriches the other. Each one merges in the other. My friend, salute Gita, the mother of all scriptures. Salute Sri Krishna, the father of all creatures. And same thing again, little bit in Sanskrit and little bit in Telugu. JiGNaSa likhitham vyasa virachitam, dhritarashtra prushtam sanjaya drishtam, partha prabodham paramatma prasadam, hanumat sakshyam sujana saubhagyam, bharata saram bharata bhagyam, bhava bhayanasham bandha vinasham, jeevana mitram puja patram, nama Gita shastram bhaja Gita acharyam. శంకర మధ్వర మానుజమథితం వివేక విదితం మహాత్మముదితం చిన్మయ చిద్భవ ప్రసంగ కథితం శిష్టం శాంతం ఘన బోధతరంగం. All my teachers, I tried to put them here in this verse. Chinmaya Chidbhava Prasanga Kathitam Shishtam Shantam Ghana Bodhatarangam Jnana Vikasam Vijnana Visesham Subhasandesham Sadasvakasham Shoka Vinasham Bhanu Prakasham Hitopadesham Shruti Saramsham Nama Gita Shastram Bhaja Gita Charyam. శ్రీ గణేశుడు లిఖించినది, వేదవ్యాసుడు రచయించినది, శ్రీ భగవానుడు బోధించినది, పార్థుడు శ్రద్ధగా అవధరించినది, ధన్యుడు సంజయుడవలోకించినది, కనిధృత రాష్ట్రుడికి వినిపించినది, శ్రీ హనుమంతుడు ఆలకించినది, ధ్వజ విరాజమై తిలకించినది, విజయధ్వజమై పులకించినది, యోగులెందరో ఆలకించినది, త్యాగులెందరో ఆలపించినది, బుధజనులెంతో ఆదరించినది, సాధువులందరూ ఆచరించినది, శాస్త్రవేత్తలు సన్నుతించినది, వేదవేత్తలు వివరించినది, తత్వవేత్తలు ప్రమథించినది, మత ప్రవక్తలు ప్రవచించినది, వివేకానందుడు మధించినది, వివేకానందుడు మధించినది, మహాత్మా గాంధీ అనుభవించినది, వివిధ భాషలు కీర్తించినది, విదేశాలలో విహరించినది, ఆదిశంకరులు భాషించినది, గురువులు మధ్వులు పోషించినది, రాఘవేంద్రులు రమయించినది, రామానుజులు రంగరించినది, అద్వైతం ద్వైతం విశిష్టాద్వైతమని త్రివిధ రీతిలో స్పష్టపరిచినది. చిన్మయ చిద్భవ రంగనాథులు, మధుసూదన శ్రీ విద్యానందులు, దయానందులు, దయాంతరంగులు, పరమహంసలు, పరమ పురుషులు, జగతిలో ఖ్యాతిగా ప్రవచించినది, గురువర్యులు ప్రీతితో కరుణించినది, శిష్టాచార్యులు స్పష్టపరిచినది, నిష్టగా శిష్యులు స్వీకరించినది. These are all my teachers. చిన్మయ చిద్భవ రంగనాథులు, మధుసూదన శ్రీ విద్యానందులు, దయానందులు, దయాంతరంగులు, పరమహంసలు, పరమ పురుషులు, జగతిలో ఖ్యాతిగా ప్రవచించినది, గురువర్యులు ప్రీతితో కరుణించినది, శిష్టాచార్యులు స్పష్టపరచినది, నిష్ఠగా శిష్యులు స్వీకరించినది. శ్రీమద్ భగవద్గీత ఈ జగతికి మాత, అతి పరమ పునీత, శ్రీకృష్ణ ప్రణీత. And there is so much about Bhagavad Gita. We will, as time goes by in next 5 sessions, we will try to do a little bit more dwelling into this. It begins with a great contemplation verse on Ganesha. Again, Ganesha is Vishnu. Vishnu is Ganesha. Some say that this is a verse upon Vishnu, and many say that this is contemplation of Ganesh. Shuklam Baradharam Vishnum Sachivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadanam Dhyayet Sarva Vignopashantaye. Shukla Ambaradharam, the one who is clad with pure white garments. So that means the one who is in Shuddha Sattva. Vishnu. Vishnu means all-pervading, all-pervading. Vyapakatvat Vesane. So Vishnu, the one who is all-pervading. Sasivarnam, Sasivarnam, the one who is like moon. The color of whom is like moon. Chaturbhujam, the one who has the 4 arms. 4 arms to protect us from all 4 different directions in all 4 stages of our life and all 4 the categories of life. Prasannavadanam, the one who is ever pleasant. And we meditate upon him, Sarva Vigna Upashantaye, to subdue, to remove all the obstacles. Sarva Vigna Upashantaye. So here, Vishnu is there. That's why we can say it is on Vishnu. Or, why so authentically people say it is on Ganesha? Prasannavadana. Prasannavadana is the name given to Ganesha. So Prasannavadanaya Namaha. So it is one of the names of Ganesha. So this is a Ganesha contemplation, as you can see here. Vyasa Maharshi taking the help of Ganesha as a scribe for Mahabharata. And Vishnu Sahasranama begins with this contemplative verse. Salutations to Vyasa Maharshi in both In Vishnu Sahasranama, we see these great verses saluting Vyasa. Vyasam vasishthanaptaram shaktehe pautram akalmasham parasaratmajam vande sukatatam taponidhim. Vyasa's lineage is said in this. Vyasa Vasishthanaptara, great grandson of Vasishtha Maharshi of Treta Yuga, Ramayana time. Shaktehe Pautram, Vasishtha Putra is Shakti, and Shakti's son is Vyasa. So, Shakti's grandson. So, Shakti's son is Parashara. So, Vasishtha, Shakti, Parashara. And Parashara's son is Vyasa Maharshi. And Vyasa Maharshi's son is Shuka Maharshi. So Shuka, Vyasa, Parashara, Shakti, and Vasishtha. So Naptara means great grandson. Pautra means grandson. And Atmajam means Putra, son. And then Tata means son, a father. Tata is father of Shuka. So Shuka Tatam. So father of Shuka is Vyasa Maharshi. So Vyasam Vasishthanaptaram Shaktehe Pautram Akalmasham Parasaratmajam Vande Sukatatam Taponidhim. Akalmasham, the one who has no impurities at all. So the one who is above the tamasic and the rajasic qualities in Shuddha Sattva. Akalmasham. Taponidhim, the one whose treasure is tapas. Then Vyasaya Vishnu Rupaya Vyasa Rupaya Vishnave Namo Vai Brahmanidhaye Vasisthaya Namo Namaha. Vyasa Maharshi is the incarnation of Vishnu. Muninam apyaham Vyasaha in Vibhuti Yoga we see. Muni of all munis, Mananashilas, I am Vyasa. So Vyasaya Vishnu Rupaya. So Om Namo Bhagavate Vyasadevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Some say Vyasa is like a chair, like endowment chair position in any university. And others say that it is one person who is an incarnation of Vishnu. So Vyasaya Vishnu Rupaya. Otherwise, it's not possible for someone to write these 8 Puranas, 8 Upapuranas, Mahabharata, and also the division of the infinite Vedas. And in Gita Jhanam, we see this great verse. Namostute Vyasa Vishala Buddhe Pullara Vindaya Tapatra Netra Yena Tvaya Bharata Taila Purnaha Prajwalito Jnanamaya Pradipaha. O Vishala Buddhi Vyasa Maharshi, the one who has the vision beyond the horizon for the future and generations to come. Kulla Aravinda Ayata Patra Netra, the one whose eyes are so wide, like the bloomed petals of lotus. That means he has such a wide vision, has such a long vision, by whom this lamp of jnana, the knowledge, is lit. And the oil used for that is Mahabharata. So, Yenatvaya Bharata Tailapurnaha Prajwalito Jnanamaya Pradipaha. When Mahabharata was being written by Vyasa Maharshi said, Yadi hasti tadanyatra, yenne hasti natat pachitta. Whatever is there in this Mahabharata, you'll see outside. And if you don't see anything in this, it's not there in the outer world. So that is how the so powerfully written text is Mahabharata. And in Mahabharata, one of my teachers used to say that he had put most of his energy while writing Mahabharata, and most of the energy was put in for Bhagavad Gita and Vishnu Sahasranama, to so concisely put the entire knowledge which was imparted by Lord Krishna to Arjuna and Bhishma to Yudhishthira. And Bhagavad Gita means the one which is sung. Bhagavad Gita means God's song. There is actually a book. Somebody wrote God's Song. Nice poems. And Sarva Priyananda said, it's so beautifully translated. Bhagavad Gita, true translation is God's Song. God's Song. And Edwin Arnold, he titles it as the Song Celestial. The Song Celestial. And there is a teacher and taught, Jagat Guru and Arjuna, the able teacher and eligible student. And the subject, Vishaya, is very high. Unnatam, Vishayonnatam. That which matters to us. And Prayojana, is it useful for us? Everyone should ask, what's in it for me? And what is not there in it for us? That is the answer you'll get. And Stotra. So Stotra, the one which protects when you chant this. So think it's Stoyantam Trayate. The hymn or ode or eulogy. Sahasra means 1,000. Sahasra means just not 999 and 1,000, but infinite. Shata Sahasra. Shata hundreds, Sahasra thousands. So these Sahasranamas, as we just learned, that it is on Vishnu, it is on Shiva, it is on Lalita, and then other devatas also. But it has 6 components. A stotra has 6 components in it. Bhagavad Gita, a Vishaya, which is very helpful, Prayojana. So there is Adhikari. Adhikari is the one who is eligible, all of us. Partha means Prithaputra and Prithviputra. So who is the Adhikari? All of us are eligible. And what is the subject? It is the highest subject, that which matters to us, Vishaya. And what is the Prayojana? And then that is the utility of it. And then similarly in Stotra, there are 6 components. So one is salutation, namaskaraha. Benediction, ashivachana, benediction. Principles, siddhantas, certain principles are taught. And valor, parakrama, glory, vibhuti, and prayer, prarthana. So namaskaraha tatha ashishcha siddhantoktihi parakramaha vibhutir prarthana cheti shadvidham stotra lakshanam. So these 6 components. You don't have to learn this entire thing and then chant all this every day. If you do, great. But Lord Krishna himself, Lord Vishnu himself says that Yomam Naama Sahasrena Stotumichati Pandava, O Arjuna, whoever wants to chant these Sahasranamas or chant my name or my form in 1,000 different ways, Sohamekena Shlokena Stutayevana Samshayaha. Even if he can chant or she can chant, remember even one verse, I am so pleased. And I consider him chanting entire Vishnu Sahasranama. And isn't it similar to what we learned in Bhagavad Gita? Neha bhikramanashosti pratyavayo na vidyate. You don't have to chant all 18 chapters in the same order. And it's not like some of the vrata, Satnana vrata and all, if you stop in between or if you don't start from the beginning, nothing, no problems. There are no adverse effects. There are no side effects. Swalpamapyasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. Even a little effort, a little bit of it will save us from the greatest of the fears. So see how so correlating these 2 verses are. Yomam Naama Sahasrena Stotumichati Pandava Sohamekena Shlokena Stutayevana Samshayaha. Neha bhikramanashosti pratyavayo na vidyate swalpamapyasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. Then Vishnu Sahasranama is in 3 parts. Purva Pitika, which we just heard, which includes the dhyanam. It's a contemplation, getting into the 1,008 names, which are embedded in 108 verses. So going back, so what is that one verse you want to chant? So it is very interesting. Sri Rama says, Shiva says that Sri Rama is good enough for me. And we all are born on a particular nakshatra. There are 27 nakshatras. And each nakshatra has a quarter, pada. So 27 times 4 is 108. So any of us, all of us who are present here, those of us who are not present here, any life has to be born in one of the padas of nakshatra. So if you don't remember your birth star, if you don't remember your pada, you can read all these 108 verses because you are in one of them. And while doing so, you are doing for everyone else. You are chanting for everyone else. And then there is Uttara Petika, Phalashruti. And the names are, some of them are masculine. Vishnu is masculine. But there are feminine names also. We'll see that. And there are neuter gender also. And all of this are about glories, the prowess, the great qualities, and the incarnations, and the different gods and demigods, and the great elements. And Bhagavad Gita also has 3 parts. Gita Dhyanam, we just heard, and 700 verses of Bhagavad Gita for 7 days a week, which is repeated again hundreds and hundreds of times, and Gita Mahatmya. And Gita is expansion of this great Mahavakya called Tattvamasi, Tat Tvam Asi, that thou art. And Gita is divided mainly into 3 shatkas. Shatka means each of shatka, which has 6. So 6 chapters. First 6 chapters is Karma Yoga, which deals with Tvam, that's you and me. And second 6 chapters, Bhakti Yoga, that which deals with Tat, that. And third 6 chapters, Jnana Yoga, the one which talks about the relation between thou and that. So here is Pariprashna. Vaishampayana talks to Janamejaya. Dharmaraja came in Shanti Parva and asked so many Raja Dharmas, Laukika Dharmas, Vaidika Dharmas to Bhishma. And Bhishma explained all these. Shrutva dharmana sheshena pavanani cha sarvashaha yudhishthira shantanavam punareva abhyabhashata. So having heard these innumerable number of the righteous principles, asheshena, dharman, pavanani, great, purifying, from all different angles. Yudhishthira, Dharmaraja, Shantanavam. Shantana's son is Shantanava. Shantanu is father of Bhishma. Bhishma and Ganga's putra is Bhishma, Ganga putra, Shantanu. So Shantanavam punaha eva abhibhashata. Again he asked. And Yudhishthira uvacha. This is how he asks. O Tata, O Bhishma Pitamaha, Kimekam Daivatam Loke, Kimvapyekam Parayanam, Stuvantakam Kamarchantaha, Propniyur Manavas Shubham. Ko dharma sarva dharmanam bhavata paramo mataha, Kim Japan Muchyate Jantur Janma Samsara Bandhanat. Jantu is all of us are Jantus. All of us are Jantus. Jantu means the one who has taken birth. Jantu means not only animal, but the one who has taken birth is Jantu. So this Janma Samsara Bandhanat Muchyate. How can he or she be relieved from this bondage? By worshipping who? Kam Archantaha. By praising who? Comes to Vantaha. And by meditating upon what? Kim Japan. And who is that God? That one God. Tell me that one God. Kim ekam daivatam loke, in this world. Kim va api ekam parayanam. Tell me that one goal. By praising which? Worshipping who? Meditating upon what? Tell me what that is. And then what is that ultimate dharma? Sarva dharmanam bhavataha paramo dharmaha. What is your opinion? What do you think is the best of all? Best of all. And this is how Yudhishthira asks Bhishma Pitamaha, narrates Vaishampayana to Janamejaya. And then same thing, as we see, Sanjaya narrates to Dhritarashtra, and Arjuna asks, and Bhagavan replies. So we see these uvachas. And like if you take 8th chapter, for example, the very first 2 verses, they start with the questions in the same way. Kim tad brahma kim adhyatmam kim karma purushottamam adhibhutam cha kim proktam adhidaivam kim uchyate adhiyajnyak katham kotra dehesmin madhusudanam prayana kale cha katham jnyeyosi niyatatmabhihi. So this is how they ask with sincerity. The seekers approach the gurus with inquisitiveness, sincerity, enthusiasm, and with a lot of humility, and with an intention to serve them. Serving means with practicing what they teach. Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya. When we do that, those jnanis, those tattvadarshis, upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninas tattvadarshinaha. Then they impart that knowledge upon us. So, and Bhishma says the answer. He doesn't say a name. Look at this. Shri Bhishma Uvacha Jagat Prabhum Devadevam Anantam Purushottamam Stuvan Naama Sahasrena Purushas Satatottitaha Tameva Chachayan Nityam Bhaktya Purusham Avyayam Dhyayan Stuvan Namasyamscha Yajamanas Tamevacha. So that Yajamana, the one who is worshipping that one, who is that one? Jagat Prabhu, the Lord of this Jagat. Jagat means Jayate Gachati, the one which is born and moving, ever moving. Jagat Jagayamanam is Jagat. So Jagat Prabhum, the Lord of that Jagat. Deva Devam, the Deva of Devas. Anantam, endless, infinite. Purushottamam, the best among the Purushas. We talk about this. Purusha means not just the man. We'll talk about this. So Stuvan, by praising, by remembering, by saluting him with the Naama Sahasra. This Purusha means human. Satata Uttitaha, always is awakened, always is ever alert, and always ever successful. Tam eva, so that one being Archayan, so Archayanta. So Tameva Chachayan Nityam, always being worshipped, that bestows upon this great power to lead the life in a righteous way. So Bhaktya, that Purusham, Dhyayan, Stuvan, Namasyamscha. So Namasya, Namaskara with Sharira. Stuvan, Vachika. Dhyayan, so mind. So Manasa, Vacha, Karmana. So Manasa, Dhyayan. Stuvan, Vacha. Then Namasyan, Karmana. So Trikarana Shuddhi. So one should do in all three aspects. And the same thing Sri Krishna also says in 18th chapter. O Arjuna, Tameva Sharanam Gacha Sarvabhavena Bharata. Sarvabhavena, in Trikarana Shuddhi, Manasa, Vacha, Karmana, Tameva Sharanam Gacha. Seek abode in him, O Arjuna. Tat prasadat param shantim sthanam prapsyasi shashvatam. So by his grace, you will attain that abode which is permanent and which is the best eternal abode. And this is my utmost opinion, O Yudhishthira. Anadi nidhanam Vishnum sarvaloka maheshwaram lokadhyaksham stuvan nityam sarva dukkhatigo bhavet. This Purusha, this Jagat Prabhu, this Ananta is Anadi Nidhana, na Adi, na Nidhana. So Yasyantam Navidis Sura Suraganaha, Vishnu, all pervading, Sarvaloka Maheshwaram, Sarvaloka Maheshwaram, Bhoktaram Yajna Tapasam, Sarvaloka Maheshwaram, Suhrudam Sarvabhutanam, Nyatva Mam Sante Mruchati. 5th chapter Bhagavad Gita. Lokadhyaksham Mayadhyakshena Prakritihi Suyate Sacharacharam. So that Adhyakshan, whose precedence all this is moving. So by chanting, by talking, by saying, by remembering, by contemplating him, the human, sarva dukkha atigaha bhavet. He'll surpass all dukkha's, all calamities, all difficulties. Brahmanyam sarvadharmagnyam lokanam kirtivardhanam lokanatham mahadbhutam sarvabhuta bhavodbhavam. He is the source of all. He is the force behind all. Eshame sarvadharmanam dharmo adhikatamo mataha. This is the adhika dharma, adhika tamamar, adhika tara, adhika tama. So the superlative degree, adhika dharma of all dharmas, O Arjuna, O Yudhishthira, O Pandava, O Dharmaraja, Yad Bhaktya Pundarikaksham Stavair Archen Narasada. So Nara, the one who has taken life here, if he can remember, chant, and experience this, he will attain the ultimate abode. He will be successful forever. And same firm opinion was imparted by Sanjaya without a doubt. And that is a conclusive verse of Sanjaya, and that is Ekashloki. Yatra Yogeshwara Krishno, Yatra Partho Dhanurdara, Tatra Shrir Vijayo Bhutihi, Dhruva Netir Matir Mama. So this is my firm opinion, O Dhritarashtra. Wherever the Yogeshwara Krishna is, wherever Dhanurdhari, the one who is wielding the bow, the one who is putting all his efforts, that's where Shri, prosperity, Vijaya, the success, Bhuti, the all success in endeavors. Vibhuti, Bhuti is the prosperity, the splendor in all activities, and Dhruva Niti, the firm justice. So all these will be there when one puts in his efforts with utmost devotion. Then there will be divine effect. So human effort and a divine effect. So these two are the keys for success. And who is that? Paramam yo mahatteja, paramam yo mahattapaha, paramam yo mahadbrahma, paramam parayanam, pavitranam pavitram yo mangalanam cha mangalam, daivatam devatanam cha bhutanam yo avyayapita. Bhishma Pitamaha continues, is paramam yo mahatteja, is mahatteja, the great splendor, mahattapaha, the great penance, and mahatbrahma, the grandeur and grandeur of the grandeurs, and Paramamya Parayanam, the ultimate goal. Pavitranam Pavitramyo, the purest of the pure. Mangalanam cha Mangalam, the best of the best, the auspicious, most auspicious of the auspicious things. Daivatam Devatanam, the God of the gods, and Bhutanam Avyayapita, the Father. Pitaha Masya Jagataha Mata Dhata Pitamaha. So Vita and Pita's Pita, and then Pita's 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 Pita. So that Bhutanam Avyaya Pita. And Bhagavan, in 9th chapter, we see this Bhagavad Gita, this Jnanam, Raja Vidya, Raja Guhyam, Pavitramidam Uttamam, Pratyakshaavagamam Dharmyam, Susukham, Kartum Avyayam, Pavitram, because it purifies us. It purifies us. Today, one of my friends was asking, what is the essence of all the scriptures? And I said, I had to quote Swami Vivekananda. So it is his motto of Ramakrishna Math. That is, Atmano Mokshartham Jagat Hitayacha. Atmano Mokshartham, self-purification, self-realization, and world glorification. So what is that self-realization? Knowing Tattvamasi, experiencing Tattvamasi, as Aham Brahmasmi. So Param Bhuya Pravakshyami Jnananam Jnanamuttamam Yajnatva Manayas Sarve Param Siddhimito Gataha, from 9th chapter. So Paramam Yo Mahat Tejaha. That Mahat Teja, what is that Tejas? In Bhagavad Gita, I just numbered them, 13th chapter, 15th chapter. Jyotishamapi tajyotihi tamasa paramuchyate. The Jyoti of all Jyotis, the splendor of all splendors. Jnanam Jneyam Jnanagamyam Hridi Sarvasya Vishtitam Ardhishtitam. And that light, the light of the lights, na tad bhasayate suryo, na shashanko, na pavakaha, yadgatva na nivartante, yadgatva na nivartante, tadhama param mama. That mahatteja, paramam yo mahatteja, that cannot be lit by the sun or moon or the fire, because that light is in sun, moon, and fire. Yada dityagatam tejo jagad bhasayate khilam yachandramasi yachagnau tattejo vidhimamakam. And what is that ultimate penance? Paramam yo mahattapaha. Tapaschasmi tapasvishu. I am that tapas in tapasvins. I am that penance in those who perform the penance. And sharirika, vachika, manasika tapas, as said in 17th chapter, 14th, 15th, 16th verses. I will come to this in one of the names, but I'll just chant this. As I said, you probably are overpowered, overwhelmed by these verses. It's like drinking from the fire hose, but these are excellent verses. You have to remember again and again. Deva Dvija Guru Pragnya Pujanam Shauchamarjavam Brahmacharya Mahimsa Cha Sariram Tapa Uchyate. Anudvega Karam, that is Sharirika Tapas, and then Vachika Tapas. Anudvegakaram vakyam satyam priyahitam chayat swadhyayabhyasanam chaiva vangmayam tapa uchyate. And what is manasika tapas? Mana prasada saumyatvam maunam atma vinigraha bhava samsuddhirityetat tapo manasamuchyate. And Paramam Yo Mahat Brahma, the God ultimate, the goal ultimate, Paramam Parayanam. Para Ayanam. Para means Utkrishta. Ayanam means path, goal. So Ramayanam, Ramasya Ayanam, Ramayaha Ayanam, the path of Rama. So what is that? What is that Mahat Brahma? As in 8th chapter. Aksharam Brahma Paramam Swabhavodhyatma Muchyate Bhuta Bhavodbhakara Bhuta Bhavodbhavakaro Visarga Karma Sangitaha. So Aksharam Brahma Paramam. And what is that Brahma Pada? Yadgatvana nivartante tadhama paramam mama. Having reached which abode you won't come back, that dhama, that abode is mine. And how do you reach that? Mamupetyatu kaunteya punarjanmana vidyate. Abrahma bhuvanan lokaha punaravartinorjuna. Mamupetyatu kaunteya punarjanmana vidyate. So you approach me, you surrender unto me, then you will reach that abode. Then Shrunu Papa Bhayapaham Tasya Loka Pradhanasya Jagannathasya Bhupate Vishnor Naama Sahasram Me Shrunu Papa Bhayapaham. So, O Yudhishthira, Shrunu, Suno, Suno. And Krishna also says, O Arjuna, Shrunu, Shrunu. This is Papa Bhaya Apaham. So, Papa, any defects, any deficits, any issues, and any incomplete things, which we all have, either sometimes as a genetic defect, birth defect, or our problems, which are unique to each one of us. And bhaya, the fear of the fear of the future, and worry of the past. So that's bhaya. Yoga and kshema. So fear of not getting something which we want to get, and fear of losing something which we already have. So all this will be gone. And same thing as we see, neha bhikramanashosti pratyavayo navidyate swalpamapyasya dharmasya sayate mahato bhayat. So both are abhayadayakas. So now, who is that? It is him from whom all this comes. And it is him unto whom all this goes back to. Yatah sarvani bhutani bhavantyadi yugagame yasmischa pralayam yanti punareva yugakshaye. Yataha, from whom all these beings come forth and bhavanti stay. And then at the end of this yuga, yuganta, all these go back. And didn't we see this in Bhagavad Gita? 3 times. Yena sarvam idam tatam, by whom all this is pervaded. And you'll see it 3 times. Avinashit tadvidhi yena sarvam idam tatam vinasham avyasyasya na kaschit kartum arhati. Purushasya parapartha bhaktya labhyastvananyaya yasyantasthani bhutani yena sarvam idam tatam. Yasya antasthani bhutani, in whom all these beings are and by whom all this is pervaded. Yata pravrittir bhutanam yena sarvam idam tatam. So you worship that one by whom all this is pervaded and from whom all these beings come. Yataha bhutanam pravrittihi happens. How to worship? Swakarmana tam abhyachya. In your own profession, in your own vocation, in your own day-to-day work, whatever you do, whatever you think and whatever you say, swakarmana tam abhyachya siddhim vindati manavaha. So beautiful verses, they're correlating with each other. And now I shall tell you these names, O Yudhishthira. And these names are Yani Namani Gaunani Vikhyatani Mahatmanah Rishabhi Parigitani Tani Vakshyami Bhutaye. These names, Gaunani, they are so greatly qualified and so greatly talked about. The most important ones, Vikhyatani, very famous, Mahatmanama, of that Mahatma, and Rishabhi Parigitani, they were sung by rishis. Tani, Pakshyami, Bhutaye, for your prosperity, I shall now narrate them and impart them unto you. And this Rishinam Sahasrasya Vedavyaso Mahamunihi, these are all the great 1,000 names are put together by Vedavyasa in a chandas, in a prosodic form, Chanda Anushtup Chandaha. And then, who is Bhagavan? Devaki Sutaha. And salute him. He is Vishnu, Jishnu, Mahavishnu, Prabhavishnu, Maheshwara, Aneka Rupa Daityantaha. So, him Namami Purushottamam. And same thing Krishna also says, O Arjuna, in 13th chapter, I am teaching you all this, not as my own dictum, because this was taught by many rishis. This was taught in all our scriptures. Rishibhir Bahudha Gitam, Chandobhir Vividhai Prathak, Brahma Sutra Padaischaiva, Etumadbhir Vinischitaihi. So in Brahma Sutras, in Vedas, in Upanishads, and then that which is sung by many rishis. So that I shall impart. And now this dhyana, this is a great contemplative verse. It is that Vishnu in Kshetrasagara, on the great sands of Kshetrasagara, so Vishnu laying down. And the next verse is, that's Ksherodanva Pradeshe Chuchumani Vilasat Saikatair Muktikana. And the next verse is, Bhupado Yasyana Bhirvyadasranilas Chandra Surya Uchanetre. So this is the Vishwarupa. Bhumi, the Mother Earth, as his padas. And Nabhi is navel as this Akasha, and Chandra, Surya as his eyes. And this Vishwarupa is described in this verse. So it's a contemplative verse. And then that Shantakaram, Bhujakashayanam, Padmanabham, Suresham, Vishwadharam, Gaganasadrusham, Meghavarnam, Shubhangam, Lakshmikantam, Kamalanayanam, Yogi Bhirdhyanagamyam, or Yogi Hrit Dhyanagamyam. Vande Vishnum Bhavabhayaharam Sarvalokaikanaatham. So that Vasudeva, Ekanatha of all lokas, is contemplated upon. And is Shankha, Chakra, Kiritidhari, Sa Shankha Chakram, Sa Kirita Kundalam, Sa Pita Vastram, Sarasiru Hekshanam, Sahara Vakshasthala Shobhikaustubham, Namami Vishnum Shirasa Chaturbhujam. And this is the form Arjuna wanted to see. Kiritinam Gadinam Chakrahastam Ichhami Tvam Drastumaham Tathaiva Tenaiva Rupena Chaturbhujena Sahasra Baho Bhava Vishwamurte. So this is the form Arjuna wanted to see after being terrified, looking at the Vishwarupa, Virat Rupa. He wanted to see this Saumya Rupa, the contemplative form. Sashanka Chakram, Sakirita Kundalam, Sapita Vastram, Sarasiru Vekshanam, Sahara Vakshasthala Shobhikaustubham, Namami Vishnum Shirasa Chaturbhujam. So that is how this Vishnu Sahasranama Purva Pitika ends. And Gita Dhyanam, I must request and beg all of you to listen to the talk Gita Dhyanam. It is on YouTube. It is whole 50 minutes of talk on these 9 great verses, which were put together by, many people say, Madhusudana Saraswati, which begins from Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam, then Prapanna Parijataya Totra Vetraikapanaye Jnana Mudraya Krishnaya Gitamrita Duhe Namaha. Then Vyasa is praised, saluted. Then how the Bhagavad Gita is the essence of all Upanishads. Like if you take all Upanishads as the cows, and the milker being Krishna, the cowherd boy, the cowboy, and Arjuna is the calf, the wise and pure men drinking the milk after the calf gets little bit of it, and the supreme immortal nectar milk is Gita, Gitamrita, and saluting that Krishna, Vasudeva Sutam. Then how this war is compared to a river at whose banks are Bhishma and Drona and all the crocodiles and the mighty currents, how the great warriors are compared to this in this verse. Then again, Mahabharata is contemplated upon, Krishna is contemplated upon, and then this Bhagavan, the Brahma is not Brahmaji, that Parabrahma, how he's endless, beginningless, whose beginning and end is not known to either Devas or Asuras. So all this has been explained in that one great session. Gita 22 in 22. We had those 22 sessions in year 22. And Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam is Rukmini and Satyabhama. So Satyabhama and Rukmini are the significance of the worldly riches and the spiritual riches. Worldly riches, Sridevi and Bhudevi. So, and we get into the verse from next session onwards, which begins with Vishwam Vishnur Vashatkaro Bhuta Bhavya Bhavat Prabhu Bhutakrut Bhuta Brudbhavo Bhutatma Bhuta Bhavana. We shall see this in the next session. Thank you so much for your kind attention.
Thank you, Dr. G. Paramji, you can stop the recording.